Can you substitute self-rising flour for all-purpose flour when baking with yeast?
Hello and welcome. Today, we are tackling a common question in the realm of baking. Can you substitute self-rising flour for all-purpose flour when baking with yeast? Understanding the characteristics of different types of flour can elevate your baking game and help you make more informed choices in the kitchen. So, let's jump right in.
What's the difference between self-rising and all-purpose flour?
Before we answer the main question, let's first look at the differences between these two types of flour. All-purpose flour, as its name suggests, is a versatile type of flour that can be used in a variety of baked goods. It does not contain any leavening agents. On the other hand, self-rising flour is a mixture of all-purpose flour, baking powder, and salt. This means it already includes a leavening agent, which helps baked goods to rise without the need for yeast.
Can you use self-rising flour in yeast breads?
When baking with yeast, it's typically better to use all-purpose flour. The reason is simple. Yeast, as a leavening agent, might react unfavorably with the baking powder already present in self-rising flour. The result could be an overproofed dough, leading to bread that is dense rather than light and fluffy. If you only have self-rising flour on hand, it's not impossible to use it, but you'll need to make adjustments to your recipe. You'll have to reduce or eliminate the additional salt and leavening agents in the recipe to compensate for those already included in the self-rising flour.
What happens if you substitute self-rising flour?
Let's imagine you decide to substitute self-rising flour for all-purpose flour in a yeast recipe without making any adjustments. What might happen? The additional leavening agents in the self-rising flour would work alongside the yeast, potentially causing the dough to rise too quickly or too much. This might lead to an undesirably heavy texture in your finished product, or the bread may collapse during baking. In summary, while it's possible to use self-rising flour in yeast bread recipes, it's typically not recommended without adjusting the recipe. Using the correct type of flour is crucial in baking, as each type lends unique properties to the finished product. So the next time you're in a pinch, remember, all-purpose flour and self-rising flour are not always interchangeable. Thanks for joining us today. Happy baking, everyone!